Son, if you want to be an NFL general manager, you actually have to follow your dad's footsteps. Now, I maybe got fired, but they know that they're going to do what I did that made the Falcons super successful. They're going to get an undersized defensive lineman with this draft pick. Just watch. The Atlanta Falcons select an actual big f***ing defensive player that'll help them win games. Edge, Penn State. No, son, yeah. You can go back to playing your video game. Damn it! What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Wrestling Rundown. And if you're new here, welcome. The NFL draft is officially over, and for the most part, the Atlanta Falcons selected all of the players that they wanted. And first off, thank goodness, because it's really stressful to see everyone argue over who we should get and what position should be addressed first and all that annoying stuff. It's honestly like my least favorite time of football season is seeing everyone argue over the draft. But anyway, all of that is over, and the Atlanta Falcons, for the most part, had themselves an amazing draft, and we're going to go over my thoughts and grades on all of these draft picks in just a second. But I will warn you, there is only one pick that I feel is going to make everyone kind of mad. And if you saw my previous video that got uploaded, you'll know exactly which one that is. That's the Drake London pick. But we'll go over that in just a second. You guys are allowed to disagree with whatever I say. I know I cannot always please the majority. I'm not always going to like what the Falcons do, so I'll just kind of stand up for what I see. But there's also a chance that might change, because what I'm going to do after this video is I'm going to make separate, profile videos of each draft pick we made. So, starting soon, I'll make this video going over film of Drake London and what I saw from his film, how I think he's going to fit this team, and did my stance on him change from how it did in this video? Like, do I need to change the grade I gave in this video, if that makes any sense? Like, basically, I'll go into depth on what I think about each draft pick in this video, but then I'll have an even deeper analysis on how I feel about each player in their separate video, if that makes any sense. But it's going to be really exciting, and I don't know if that'll start this week or next week, but it'll definitely start very soon. And we're, of course, going to start with Drake London. But anyway, let's go over Drake London. So, Drake London is the wide receiver from USC, the former basketball player, and that's who the Falcons selected. And of course, if you saw my previous video that I uploaded, you'll know that I wasn't very happy about the pick. And my stance on Drake London so far hasn't really changed. For one thing, I really don't think, if you wanted to go wide receiver at 8, I really don't think he was the best receiver to get. I feel Garrett Wilson and Jameson Williams. I know this is kind of like what consensus says, but I honestly think it's true. I really do think they were better receivers available. Because Drake London, yeah, he's physical. I do admit, I apologize for what I said about him in my previous video where I said he wasn't physical. That part I messed up on. He definitely is a physical receiver, and he's tall. He's a good jump ball receiver. I guess Arthur Smith is trying to get these taller receivers, because now they're comparing Drake London and Kyle Pitts' height, and they're both these jump ball contested catch receivers and all that. And Drake London is a good route runner. It's just the one problem I have with Drake London is he's not quick. And due to how bad our offensive line is right now and the quarterback situation, I'd rather have a receiver get open pretty quickly and have an easier option to throw it to than just hope that Drake London can throw a 50-50, can catch a 50-50 ball, if that makes any sense. It's great that we have a jump ball contested catch receiver, but I also would rather see a more guaranteed catch when he's wide open and separates really, really well, instead of just this jump ball guy. But and I really do feel Garrett Wilson and Jameson Williams were much better options for that. But anyway, but I also, another big complaint, in fact, I think this is the biggest complaint that I have with the Drake London pick, is I really wish in a defensive class that's really good, I really wish they addressed pass rush early on. I wish they got Jermaine Johnson, because pass rush, to me, is still our biggest freaking need. And with a defensive class this good, I really, really, really wish that they addressed pass rush early on. Now, they did make up for it in the second round, but I I really wish they addressed defense first, because the Falcons do this year in and year out where, they address defense later on in the draft, but clearly not getting a good pass rusher in the first round always kills us in the end. It's not that I think Drake London is going to suck. I really do think Drake London is going to be a good player, but if you had to go wide receiver at 8, I really don't think that he was the best receiver available, and I also wish that they addressed pass rush early on. But overall, I'll give it a C because, I see the upside. We do obviously need a contested catch, jump ball receiver, and he has great route running. He is physical. He's just not that quick, and I need to see a little more from Drake London. I'll do a film breakdown and see if anything changes. And I really hope that this isn't going to backfire in the future, saying, man, we really should have taken one of the better defensive players in the first round of the draft, because we always miss out. We always got to grab a new shiny offensive weapon, and all the time, like the players are great, but our defense is what mostly loses us those games. And there's Daisy the guinea pig. I really hope history doesn't repeat itself. I hope this turns out to be the correct pick. You are allowed to disagree with that. I can't stop you for that, nor do I even want to stop you for it, because we all have opinions. But that's just how I feel. That's the only pick I really honestly just was kind of underwhelmed by. But it is what it is. Arthur Smith must see something in him that I don't. Maybe they're changing up the offense, and maybe they're trying to use Drake London for something super cool. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. And then the next pick that we got was Arnold Ebiketie, the edge player from Penn State. Now, this did kind of make up for not getting a pass rusher in the first round, because Arnold Ebiketie is an amazing pass rusher. He's finally, we're not doing what Thomas Dimitroff did and getting these undersized defensive players. We're finally getting a bigger dude with a strong mentality. Now, I know we got that with Marlon Davidson, so I hope it's not Marlon Davidson 2.0, but Arnold Ebiketie, really good pass rusher. I'm really happy about this pick. I think Grady Jarrett's going to love working with him, and I think you're really going to see Arnold Ebiketie become elite's a little too early, but I think he's going to be very good for the Falcons. So I gave this a B+. I really think this is a good pick, and I'm happy that they addressed pass rush early on. Like, even though they got wide receiver early, they also knew that pass rush was a huge need for us. So I'm happy that they addressed that early. And then the next pick, this is probably my favorite pick of the whole entire draft for the Falcons. Troy Andersen, the linebacker from Montana State. I love this pick. He's a good linebacker, but he really didn't even play linebacker for that long. But for the amount of time he played linebacker, he did pretty good. But what I really like about this is he can play multiple positions. And I feel, like in today's NFL, a lot of the common worries that the NFL fan has, they're kind of dying out. And I'll say this one, for example. There used to be this worry that if a player didn't have like a certain position, like a primary position, they thought he was going to struggle. Like Cordero Patterson, his primary position is running back, but he can also play a little bit of receiver, and he also plays special teams, and nobody's really complaining about that. And Isaiah Simmons, even, everyone was worrying like, is he a linebacker? Is he, a safety that everyone was also saying? But for the most part, Isaiah Simmons is doing a good job with the Arizona Cardinals. And Troy Andersen, his primary position is linebacker, but I don't think we need to worry about the whole, he plays other positions on the field. I'm really excited about this because I think Arthur Smith is going to use him for a lot of different stuff. I think they're going to use him at running back, quarterback, probably not that much though, kind of like a Mohamed Sanu, where he would come in on these trick plays and just throw out of nowhere. And then I can see a lot of fake punts where maybe Troy Andersen grabs it and like throws it somewhere. Like basically I'm just expecting him to be in a lot of like trick plays, but mainly play linebacker, which he actually did pretty good at. A very hard worker. And I think I gave this an A-. Yeah, this is an A-. I really, really like this pick. And then this next one is interesting. Desmond Ridder, the quarterback from Cincinnati. Man, Mr. Bucks Nation has actually called this. I was on a live stream with him after the Falcons selected Drake London, and he thought they were going to get a quarterback. And he said, but it's not over for the Falcons. They could still get a quarterback later on. Maybe Desmond Ridder will still be available. And he was right. He was available. And by the way, if you have not subscribed to James, Mr. Bucks Nation, please go ahead and do that right now. But he was right. Yeah, Desmond Ridder was available. And I'm excited for this pick. Desmond Ridder, I'm not expecting him to be... Okay, now, this might sound a little harsh, but I don't have that high expectations for Desmond Ridder. After all, he's only a third-round pick, so it's not like the Falcons are that committed to him. And we've seen this before where teams select a quarterback in the draft, and then the draft, like, right after that, they get another quarterback. Like the Arizona Cardinals, they got Josh Rosen in one draft, and then the next one they got Kyler Murray. Or the Browns, one draft they got Deshaun Kaiser, and then the next one they got Kyler Murray. So, you know, like my expectations for Desmond Ridder aren't that high, and maybe they still could get, you know, a Bryce Young, or I don't know, like who else is there, like CJ Stroud. I don't know, like they could get another quarterback is all I'm saying. But we'll see where this goes. Like Desmond Ridder, he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's bad, but he's still got a lot to prove. Yeah, you know, for the most part, the good things that I see from him is he's got mobility, of course, and he's got a strong arm. He's very smart and athletic. So, you know, the potential is there, but one more time, he's just got a lot more to prove. So I gave this a B. I think they could make something out of him. Marcus Mariota is a pretty good mentor for him, and we'll just see where this goes. And he does seem passionate to want to play for the Falcons anyway, so the energy from him could boost up the team, and the fan base will always be excited for a new quarterback no matter who you get, so that might motivate him to do better. But we will just see. This is an exciting pick nonetheless. Then this next one is DeAngelo Malone, the edge out of, Western Kentucky? I was going to say Middle Kentucky. You know, like, it's probably the least exciting pick for me. Like, first off, he comes from a smaller school. The competition is not, it's high, but it's not like that high, like Georgia or Penn State or anything. But second, he struggles in run stopping, and like his pass rush skills are okay, I guess. Like we'll see where that goes, I guess. It was a reach to begin with, and I think I gave this like a D. I gave that a D. We'll see where it goes. This is another reason why I still kind of feel the Falcons should have got a pass rusher, because you would get Grady Jarrett, Arnold Ebiketie, and then maybe like, I don't know, Jermaine Johnson or something like that, instead of DeAngelo Malone. But I don't know, maybe DeAngelo Malone proves me wrong. We'll see. Then a really good pick in Tyler Allgeier, the running back from BYU. Finally, a bigger running back that Arthur Smith is going to absolutely love. Cordell Patterson is not always going to be running back number one, because he'll be on the field doing other things like receiver or something. And Damian Williams is fine, but we also need a big running back that reminds Arthur Smith of Derrick Henry. Now, I'm not saying Tyler Allgeier is Derrick Henry, but he is a big bruising running back that breaks through a lot of tackles and is super quick. And this was an awesome pick. And for once, I think a running back is actually going to stay for a long time with us. Because a lot of running backs just don't last that long. But this one, I think Arthur Smith has some tricks up his sleeve to make him last for a long time. So I think I gave this a B. A B. At the end of the day, it's a running back, so I'm not going to grade it like that high, but it is a really good pick. Then the Falcons finally make the Georgia Bulldog Nation happy and get a Georgia Bulldog in Justin Schaefer, the guard from Georgia. And he's just so average. Like, he's so okay at pass blocking. He's so okay at run blocking. I think he's kind of just there for offensive line depth. And if Jalen Mayfield seriously does that bad, he'll probably step in and they'll see what he's got. But I honestly am going to have to defend Jalen Mayfield a little bit. I really don't think he's going to be as bad as he was in year one. I actually kind of have high expectations for Jalen Mayfield for 2022, but that's for a different video. But yeah, the fan base is happy because it's a Georgia Bulldog. Maybe that'll motivate him to want to do better. And overall, playing near his university, maybe that'll want to motivate him to do better. I don't know, but it's okay. And then the last pick is another Georgia Bulldog in John Fitzpatrick. Oh, the grade for Justin Schaefer, by the way, is a C. And then John Fitzpatrick, the tight end from Georgia, same thing. The whole motivation from the crowd and being near your university is there. But as far as who he is as a player, honestly, he quite literally is Lee Smith, just a lot younger and isn't going to retire. That's all he really is. He's just Lee Smith's replacement, quite literally, just a lot younger. He's a really good blocking tight end, and he's an okay pass catcher, I guess. That's literally all you need to know about John Fitzpatrick. But I gave that a C-. And the Falcons draft as a whole, I gave a B-. It was a good draft. I honestly feel they addressed a lot of needs, and we got ourselves a good set of draft picks for the future. We still have a little ways to go for our roster in general, but we addressed a lot of needs. Our pass rush should be interesting now that we got Grady Jarrett and Arnold Ebiketie. I'm really in love with that. Troy Andersen, love the pick. He'll fill in for Foye Lukin and also be a gadget on our team and come in for trick plays and whatnot. And then Tyler Allgeier at running back is awesome. And then Drake London, it's not that I think he's going to suck. I'm not going to keep, beating a dead horse on that. I think you guys know my stance. But maybe things change. I don't know. Because I'll make a separate video on him and see his film. And if anything changes, I'll go back and see and, if I need to change anything. But at the moment, I'm not the happiest with Drake London. But feel free to agree or disagree. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Other than that, I will see you guys with a video this Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Love and appreciate y'all for the support. Stay safe. And as always, rise up.